Hey everyone, welcome to my garden again. I'm E, the empty nester, like the letter E. Today I got mail. Look! I ordered sweet potato slips for purple, two different types of purple sweet potatoes from Hawaii, and they came from Baker's Creek, but the variety is normally grown in Hawaii. And I'll put the name up here, for two different varieties. They're both purple, and one's a lighter color on the outside and purple on the inside. And these guys, if you take a look at them, there's some yellowing on the leaves. They've been in shipping since May 3rd. I think it was May 2nd that I got notice that they were being shipped, and then I think it's DHL got them, and then 2 or 3 days ago they went from Florida to St. Louis, and they were at my post office. It said not last night, the night before, and then the date of delivery went from May 9th to May 12th, and today is May 10th, and I got them in my mailbox, and they're desperately in need of some water. So the instructions say to plant them right away, but I'm going to put them in this container and water them and put them in a shade and kind of harden them off like you would do other plants, and get them, back to a little bit of health before I get them in the soil. But sweet potatoes like heat, and there's a chance of a few cooler nights. Here's the second bag, and it's this one's the second bag. If I had my glasses, I could read the names, but there's 3, and they're little brown spots, a little yellowing, and I think it's from shipping, and hope it's not a disease. But they have really good roots, and they grow them in little tubes instead of, bigger pots like this, so that they can do multiples, I think. Let's see. Yeah, Molokai, M-O-L-O-K-A-I Purple is the name of this one. And then I got a surprise too. You know how I've been talking about wanting a perennial garden, and I've got perennial kale, and I've got perennial sorghum, and a number of other things like the multiplier onions. Look what they sent me, perpetual spinach. I'm gonna have permanent spinach in my garden this year too, and this is a treat. I mean, I never even thought of, getting this for my garden, but maybe someday I would have got it. But it was really nice of them to send me a free gift. And when I ordered the other seeds, I ordered wing beans back when I pre-ordered these, and they hold these until it's your planting time to ship them. And they sent me sunflowers with the wing beans. But let me go ahead and show you the sweet potatoes that I've been growing on my own. January I started that one. February, John Parker does it like this, but I think he buries it more into the sand, and he has a heat source. He keeps them close by a wood burner, and I think there's a grow light over top of them. So he does really good with them just in sand, where, let's see, you can see I'm not going to pull it out, it's rooted right here only, and it fell, I had it in the center and it fell over, so I left it that way. He probably has his buried more in the sand, but that one, I wasn't able to get the heat source that he has, where I took this sweet potato, let's see, January, February, March, and I put it in cocoa coir. Right here is just straight cocoa coir, and I'm not for sure, I'll have to look it up, but I don't think I might have some Happy Frog in it. Yeah, there's a little perlite. So I mixed it with Happy Frog in the bottom and cocoa coir on top. And then I've got it in the aluminum pan here and put it in the window. And this is the youngest one. And look at the roots. I need to, what do you call it? Get soil built up around here and get the roots going so I can cut the plants off on the sweet potato sprouts. This one here, just for fun, Tim told me to take a little bit of peroxide and put it in the water, and that'll get rid of the algae, and that works. You know, right now I've had it out here in the sun and it's got algae again, so I'll pour, you know, this water out and put some more in. But I think I'm gonna put this whole thing in water and get this right here rooted. Joe down in, I think it's Florida, I'll put a link to all their pages in the subject area, but she put coffee, I think, in her water, and it got the greenings back up. You know, I'm not sure what's going on with this. I think it's sunburn, because I left this out in the sun too long yesterday. And these guys have been in the house. They haven't been out here till today. So I'm going to just give them a couple hours out here to gather some sun. But I think from now on, this is the way I'm going to do sweet potato sprouts. Slips, I mean, not sprouts. I've got purple sweet potato slips coming from Baker's Creek. I don't know when they're going to send it, maybe next month. But those potatoes I'll keep and redo my sprouts every year. Look at them birds. They're off to protect the garden. Sorry about that. But I just thought I'd show you my sweet potato experiment now. All I got to do is get roots on them. And I think it was the Hapless hobo that told me, you know, he gave me a link to a video to watch on doing it this way. And he was right. You know, for me in my climate, you know, this is the best, or me in my house, this is the best way for me to do it. And in the video, it's said to cut it off about like that and then plant it, and only have 4 to 6 inch slips, and mine are probably 8 inches maybe. But time to get these guys rooted to plant when the temperature gets hot enough. Sweet potatoes don't like cold, and that's kind of why this one's stunted. It's not, in this container here, it's not getting a lot of heat, where the aluminum container is radiating heat into the tuber. And that one, I guess, is boiled, you know, deep fried. I took the sprout off of that potato, the first one that I just started in January, and put it in water. And 2 days later, almost 3 days later now, it has roots. So I'm gonna put it in, let's see, this right here. I got a good amount of water in it, and I'm just going to let it sit there for a day and then pour some of the water out, because it's used to being in water, and that way it'll get a little bit of nutrition from the soil and maybe perk back up. And slowly pour some of this out. Get used to living without a ton of water surrounding it. I'm gonna get the other 2 plants rooted and planted up tomorrow. Let's have a look at the sweet potatoes today. I covered them up in plastic and put them in the potting soil last night, and it rained some this morning, and now the sun's out, so I'm gonna get them out of the plastic. They had some heat in there. It only took a few minutes to get this thing up and warm. Get this clip back here. Yeah, I still have tomatoes. I'm going to take some of these to St. Louis, and I'm still looking for homes locally for the others. Come on over here. In here, Okinawan sweet potato. Okinawan. And then the little guy back here is the M word. I have to look up. It's still moist, but I need to get them into a somewhat shadier area. Kind of like hardening them off. I'm really concerned with, I'm not sure, I know that they've been through a lot in shipping, but I'm just concerned with like the brown spots and yellow, if there's a disease going on. But I might go ahead and pull these leaves off. And then the baby, let's see, where did I put him? Look at that. Rain got into this cup. I can just use this for watering. And this is the sweet potato that I took out of the cup that I put in, out of the water that was growing in water, the one that I started in January. This leaf is starting to green up, so the Happy Frog mixed in with cocoa core and some other stuff is on the way to making it better. Hopefully it'll make the rest of them better.